G'day football fans, and welcome back to episode 20 of our Sevilla career mode here on Dylan on the Ball. We are back, finally. It feels like it's been an absolute age. I haven't recorded in legitimately a week. We had an absolute disaster. If you've seen on the community page of the Dylan on the Ball YouTube, we had an unfortunate career-ending injury to our hard drive, the backbone of the YouTube channel, basically. It carked it on Tuesday when I was about to record FIFA. I turned on the computer and it just said no, basically. So that has meant we've missed 3 videos. It feels weird. Honestly, it feels weird to have not sat here and done this. But we're back now. We're back. We are back, ready to do it. Even if you were paying attention, you may have seen, we even attempted to stream earlier. I mean, why not? I mean, it's not something I'm necessarily used to or comfortable with yet or anything like that. But now that I've got a decent setup where I've got 2 monitors and then the TV screen as well, I can do Football Manager, I can do FIFA or whatever I feel like, really. If you do want to see some more streams, maybe I could probably fit them in like once or twice a week, maybe. I don't know. I'm really pushing it with full-time work and doing 4 videos a week and like having a normal life that I live with like my partner and my 2 dogs and family and stuff. It's a bit weird. Anyway, today we have got the start of Season 5 at Sevilla. A season where we're going to look to regain our La Liga title. A season where we're going to look to hopefully progress further in the Champions League. Haven't been able to do too much business in the transfer window as yet. There are 2 weeks left, so hopefully there'll be, a bit more action. But without further ado, make sure you do leave us a like down below. Subscribe if you're new around here if you want to catch up. Like, I see 4 videos a week that'll actually be happening now that I've sorted out the computer issue, in theory. Anyway, hopefully this sounds alright and looks alright, because the hard drive broke, I had to redo everything. Like, I've redone all the settings on the recording software and on Football Manager, and it's been a whole thing. There has been one bright spot of it though. Udraogo's got a face. We've got his face done. He looks 12 years old, but he has got a face. We've sorted it out somehow. Like, the amount of times I tried to fix it for those last couple of videos where he didn't have a face, however long he's been on the team, I tried to fix it multiple times and it just wouldn't work, and then we were forced to reinstall the game, and look, it worked, so I will absolutely take it. We've got his beautiful little mug there, a beautiful face for an absolutely beautiful player. He's looking sensational as we head into Season 5. He was our only player who the bookies had as like a decent chance of winning the Player of the Year in the Spanish division. So look, I mean, not too bad. I'll take that. Anyway, we'll really quickly cover some outgoings. Of course, Thomas Delaney has left us. He's retired. He is now a head coach. Not a very good one, but a head coach all the same. Similar to Jesus and Rakitic when they retired. I would have liked to bring him in, but he's terrible. And we just don't have a spot for him, especially when he wants to be a head coach. It's just not going to happen, Tom. I'm sorry about it, but it's just the way it goes, I guess. Other than Delaney, not too much has changed. You can see here, Cher and Dor has gone on loan to FC Cologne. He played a decent amount for us in the first team last season. Like you see here, he had 20 appearances in the league, 24 appearances all up. Never really, stood out, but he's gone to Bundesliga 2 now, where he'll hopefully get a good run for FC Cologne. See, he's already averaging a 7.13, so he is enjoying himself there, hoping that, by the time he comes back, perhaps like a Joan Jordan has left or something like that, and we can get Cher or, more regular football if he improves. Otherwise, well, he'll go. Another outgoing loan is, of course, Matty Elachotu, or I'm just going to call him Matty. It's just Matty. He's gone to RB Salzburg, and usually I wouldn't let someone go to a league that I don't have loaded in. I don't have Austria loaded in to this save, but because it's a side that is so good at developing young prospects, I was like, you know what? Let's give it a go. Let's see how he progresses. He already does look very, very good. 15 long throws for a winger is very strange, but he's looking very, very good. Perhaps not electric enough to be like an out-and-out winger or inside forward. Maybe he should, be looked at as more of an attacking midfielder, but either way, I think he's looking very, very good. Other than him, you can see here we've got a whole lot of loans out, and these are basically all youth players that we've signed up through the various youth intakes that we've had. See here, Icavia, he's a player that was actually at Sevilla already. He's looking decent. I'm not sure he'll ever actually make the grade at Sevilla. I'm just not sure. Maybe he's a couple of years away still, but he's 20 years old now. Other than him, there's players like Alvaro Saints, who's looking quite good. Again, an inside forward. He's looking a bit quicker than an Elachotu. He's 18 as well, so he's looking quite decent. 5-star potential. He's on loan at Girona, so we will absolutely be keeping a keen eye on him. Another top prospect we've got is Oscar Marimon. He is on loan at Trabzonspor. I don't remember okaying that, but he is one that does look very, very good. I think he's more of an attacking midfielder in my eyes than a winger. Very, very good mentals, like work rate, teamwork, determination, all very good. His vision's very good off the ball and flair are very good. Not really too much to write home about physically, but then a decent passer and he can control the ball, which is, good enough, I guess. Hoping that while he is off at Trabzonspor in Turkey, he can get a bit of progress happening. Other than them, we've got a few others, like Mario was from our first intake. If we look at him as an advanced forward, he is very, very quick. Could do with some more finishing. I think that's possibly why he hasn't quite yet made the grade. If his finishing was, say, like 12 or 14, around that sort of same range as his dribbling and first touch, he may well be in the first team picture. Pace, off the ball, work rate, decent enough stamina. He would be very good if he could score the damn ball. We've then also got players like Anas Tricky here, again, one of our youth prospects that we've, loaned out. Why does it not show his career history? Anyway, he's on loan at H Alicante, never heard of it. Versatile defensive option. I see him, I want him to be more of a wing back than a centre back, but at the end of the day, I guess it depends on how he progresses. Looks very good physically. There's work to do both mentally and technically yet, so we'll have to wait and see how he progresses. He's on loan. Hopefully gets a good run there. We've then got older players like Ezekiel Galisteo or Zeke. He is looking absolutely sensational mentally, physically, starting to get there technically. He's more of a centre back than a wide back option. Hoping that with another loan this season, this time it's to Tenerife, after a series of loans, as you see here. He has played a decent amount of football on these loans. If you look at his career stats, having signed for us, not played for us yet, he's played 30 games there for Zamora, 29 for Sporting Gijon, then 39 games for Coruña, and now he's having a nice little loan at Tenerife. It's weird to see him drop down on division. It's a bit weird, but look, at the end of the day, if he's playing good, consistent football, I don't really mind. In terms of the rest of them, I'll only show you the ones that really are exciting prospects, like Raymond Escarela? I don't know. He's 17, 5-star potential. He looks absolutely unreal. Bit of an Oscar or Alberto Malero potentially, I guess. Looking very good, good vision, good passer, decent enough physically, and at 17, he's looking pretty absolutely unreal. He'll be playing for Osasuna this season. I believe are in the second division. Yes, so he'll be playing in the second division. I make sure when I do send these players out on their loan that they are at the least, their playing time is a regular starter. I don't want no squad player or fringe players. None of that. We've then got a keeper, Diego Munoz, out at Ibiza, which sounds pretty electric to me. I wouldn't mind it. He's one that came in that first intake that we had back in the first season. He's then had 3 loans out at a few different clubs. Now he's at Ibiza, I think again in the second division? Yes, in the second division again. Where hopefully he's going to be the first choice keeper, because I think that was what the agreement was. And he's going to keep on growing, and look, in a year's time he might be worth triple that, who knows. Other than those few, there's not really too much to write home about, I guess, except maybe Jose Sesma. He's also on loan at Ibiza for this season. I like him as more of a left-back option, though he can play through holding midfielder on the left wing, apparently, but I like him more as a left-back option. He's only 19, so he will be growing. Other than that, the rest of them are, pretty up and down. There's not really too much else to write home about. The only other thing to write home about is there was more deals at the end of last season. If we scroll down here, you can see there's a number of players that we did loan out as well. I suppose some of these are probably worth talking about, like Miguel Estevez. He is 17. He looks, decent. He's a 4-star potential. He might turn out to be something, but look, he needs to play football, and he's going to be doing that this season at Calahorra, which that sounds like an insult. There's then also Jardim Subero, who is a left back, I believe, yes, and he is on loan at Las Palmas this season. We signed him from some Colombian side, I cannot remember, a junior, I don't know. He then went back on loan to junior for half a season. He's then had a nice little season at Ponferrada, I don't know. And now he's actually in the first division, playing for Las Palmas this season, so that's pretty exciting. If we go... I know I've done that a stupid way, but if we go back to him, he does look quite good. For a 19-year-old, he does look quite good. Again, just a bit more development yet to go before he's actually a first-team player. I don't think he's too far off that. He'll be needing a new contract though. As you can see here, he's got less than 2 years left, and looks like we might be needing him. The last person that I will just quickly show you is Sergio Araque? I don't know. He is also on loan at Tenerife. We had someone else at Tenerife, didn't we? Did we not? Yeah, Galisteo. He's at... Oh, and we have 3 people on loan there. Hey, that's my name. Sergio Araque. Far out. I can't say his name. He looks like a decent forward. He needs to work on his work rate and a bunch of things, really. But look, he's 18. If he gets a good amount of football this season at Tenerife, where he's actually been previously as well, so he'll have a nice couple of seasons there. Hopefully, he can get another 30-odd appearances under his belt and start to look like a first-team player, potentially. The only dealings that we did do were ones that I had already mentioned to you. So we've brought in... There's a number of younger players here, like a Jose Traslavinia. Oh, that's hard. He's, again, a Colombian youth player. He's a striker. He looks quite good. He's back on loan at his, parent club. We're the parent club now. We only paid 1.5 million for him. I was happy with that because then he's gone back on loan there and he can sit there and do his thing for a while. He looks very good for 18. He looks very developed mentally, which is bizarre. Hopefully he can develop a bit more physically so that we can then, actually find him useful. We've then signed someone named Nabi Suma. It says here he's worth between 11 and 16 million. I do have him on the loan list, though nobody has come in for him. I just thought, if you look at... I don't know why he doesn't have a biography. We paid legitimately £36,000 for this guy. We didn't... There's no other clauses. There's no nothing there. £36,000 for this guy. For 17, he looks very, very good mentally. I am just trading him as an advanced playmaker. Not too much science about it. It's where he is now. It's what he looks good at, really. He is 17. I want him to go out on loan, but for whatever reason, he wouldn't agree to sign for us unless we've made him a squad player, which is never going to happen. But I suppose with loaning out Elachotu and Shertendor and Ikavia and even there is room for a youngster to come off the bench, so I guess he'll be in and around the first team. He'll probably get a few bench appearances this season, but at the same time, I'll probably make him available for one of the youth sides or something like that, just because he needs to play more than we're going to be able to give him if he wants to grow, basically. Anyway, that is enough of the insignificant transfers. The big ones are, of course, Fabio Moretti has come in. He will be playing as a deep lying playmaker, so it'll be potentially him with Oscar next to him, or him and Fran Beltran, or whoever it might be, him and Adraugo even. He does just, to me, look like a very well-rounded, deep lying playmaker type defender, and, one that can be at the club for another 6, 7, 8 years, potentially, who knows. Very excited to bring him in. The other player we've brought in, of course, is Cody Gakpo. We brought him on a free transfer as his contract at PSV was running out, so he's now worth 65 to 71 million. If we could somehow turn that much of a profit on him, I'd be over the moon. I think I'd be like a football transfer wheeling and dealing genius. Not quite though, because bringing him in was sort of dependent upon someone leaving. That someone was Justin Kluivert, who hasn't left. As you can see here, he's still at Sevilla, he's wanted by Fiorentina. They're just not doing anything. They've never put in an offer, not even had a look, really. The other bad news is that we do have a number of players. You can see a number of players have wanted, and that's fine, but then Joan Jordan, exploring options at the end of his contract. So his contract expires at the end of this season. He'll be exploring his options. Lucas Campos, exploring his options. It expires at the end of this season. Justin Kluivert is not yet, but I don't want to have to sign him to a new deal. I'd prefer to just sell him. But having said that, though, if Lucas Campos is going to end up leaving on a free transfer at the end of this season, potentially, it'd be fine to keep Justin Kluivert, I guess? I don't know. Maybe I'm talking absolute balls here. Anyway, now I've cleared the silly selection that it had there for you. This is what the squad is looking like as we head into Season 5. You can see we've got 3 goalkeepers there. It's because, Pena could leave, Otero could go on loan, I don't really know. So I've got 3 here, just in case, basically. And then it does look like we're a little bit stacked. We've got a bit too much going on, but at the end of the day, we do have 12 spots on the bench. for people to sit there. So, I mean, we're going to use all those spots. And last year, I think there was a thing that came up in the media that we had used the least amount of players out of any squad. Having used, I think we only used 23 players or something like that. So maybe this is a season to change that a little bit. Not too much. I mean, we probably won't go outside this set squad of players. And even then, I'm not sure Otero or Pena will actually play. We'll see, I guess. Let's get through now to the kickoff. I mean, I've talked for way too long. I've had many breaks where I've had to go and tell the dogs to shush a little bit. They're excited about me recording again too, apparently. Alrighty, so we are going with a huge, just our best foot forward for this first game. It will be a lineup of Simon in goals, a back four of Maffeo, Simakan, Hincapié, and Fran Garcia. Midfield pairing, hopefully the, midfield pairing of the next 6-7 years even. Miretti as the deep line playmaker and Adraugo next to him as the advanced playmaker. Someone let me know if I'm saying Adraugo right. I feel like I probably am not, but if I am, I love it. Anyway, as for the attacking midfield spots, it's Rooney Bargi on the right, Malero on the left, and Oscar as the attacking mid, with Calumendo starting up front as the advanced forward. On the bench, we do have, 12 players on the bench. Very full looking bench, very quality looking bench as well when you look at Fran Beltran, who was a huge part last season, players like Campos who have been huge for the last couple of seasons, Nyonzu, our player of the season from the first season, Matthijs Tell, Gakpo on the bench as well, might get a run off the bench. We'll see how we get on. He might be a bit of an impact player late in the game, we'll see. Let's head now to Eibar, who I believe, despite what you see in the thumbnail of the video, they're actually in a new stadium, the Hamad El Kadour Park. I don't know if we can click it. No, we can't. It's the first game in that stadium, so they've just had a new stadium built. They've had Leo Jardim as their coach for the last 2 seasons and a bit. And look, they're sticking around in the league, which is good to see. Hopefully today we can be. Look, I guess we're gonna have to be. We're gonna have to spoil their party. Hopefully getting a good result here on the first day of the season. As I said before, all the settings have been reset, so I may have to tinker with a couple of things. We'll see how we get on. But as we get started, make sure you do leave us a like down below, subscribe if you're new, comment what you think of the video, all that stuff. How you think we should go forward from here, what the goals of the season or this specific season or the whole career as a whole should be. Let me know anyway. Let's get to kickoff, where hopefully the settings aren't too disgusting. Alright, we are underway, and it actually looks like everything's just exactly how I left it, which is incredible. Thank God for having a backup hard drive, so there's some things saved. I have learnt a harsh lesson, I suppose, yes, but at the, on the flip side of that, if I destroy, the hard drive was a literal 8-year-old hard drive that we'd pulled from the laptop into my PC. So the fact that it took a year of me doing a YouTube channel and, whatever the thing is called when you put a video. Oh, that's a penalty. We've won a penalty 14 minutes in. When you're processing video out of Adobe Premiere and it takes forever on your computer and your computer's making a lot of noises, doing a year of that on that 8-year-old, 9-year-old, oh, here's a penalty. Sorry. Oscar scores. Okay, anyway, I'm on another tangent. We got our first goal of the season. Oscar from the penalty spot puts us ahead. Great start to the season. We'll hit them with a nice praise to get the morale up high at the start of the season. It's very, very good. Anyway, that hard drive did last a year. Basically, that's all I'm saying. Hopefully, now that we've got a brand spanker's new one in there, ready to go, we'll be set for more than 1 year. I don't know. Another highlight here, Simon gathers the ball. I'm still going with Simon. I don't care if it should be pronounced another way. Playing out from the back now, Maffeo, who we did try to put in a swap deal with someone. I think he was a Milan right back. But he said no. Rooney Bargi, off the bar. G. No, didn't work. Good play though. I mean, I'm very impressed with how well we were able to just slice straight through them there. Corner here, swung in, headed away though. And it is now looking like a counter-attack for Eibar. Haraslan easily just marshalled out of it there from Miretti on his debut, looking sensational. Another corner here. Simakan with the goal. Oscar's got himself a goal and an assist in 20 minutes. Simakan only takes 20 minutes to open his account this season. He did grab, if you do remember, I think it was 6 or 7 maybe last season, which, not the most sensational, but, pretty damn good. I'll take that. If I can have him scoring 6 or 7 a season, I'll be pretty chuffed. 2-0 here as we have absolutely dominated them. They haven't had a shot yet. We'll hit them with a praise. Hopefully Oates, who is now in the room, does not make noise. Another corner here. Oscar swinging to the near post. It was for Simakan again. Rooney Bargi back to Miretti. Back to Bargi. Gets tackled but wins it back off Haraslin. I mean, they're toing and froing a bit. They need to sort themselves out. Back to Haraslin. I don't know how to say it. Miretti wins it off him though. Miretti looking good already. Won the ball back a couple of times. Big ball over the top there from Adrago for... Malero back to... did we block our own shot there? I feel like Bargi hit it back to Oscar, who shot, and it hit Calimwendo, which isn't great. But again, if we're playing this well, creating this many chances and dominating the game, they haven't had a sniff. I'm pretty content. I don't really mind if every now and then we hit one off the back. Although Real Madrid are up 5-0 after 16 minutes. Remember last season when I said they were the best Real Madrid team of all time, and they amassed 105 points in the league, only losing once to us. Rooney Bargi plays in Calimwendo. Can he get on the score sheet? No, he looks like he slipped it past the keeper then. Defender must have got back on the line. Eibar now coming the other way with it. Hopefully that was the highlight though. It is. Look, Miretti wins it. Intercepts the ball there again. Rooney Bargi, nothing spectacular that time. 5-0 after 16 minutes is ridiculous. Can we just have a quick 6-0? Oh my days. Latest scores. Legitimately 6-0 after 21 minutes. Rodrigo has 2, Valverde, Camavinga, Alaba and Declan Rice. That's what we're up against. We're supposed to be beating them to the league title. That is ridiculous. It's the first game of the season, lads. Can you at least, let us be somewhat close to you for a bit? Oscar with another corner for Simakan off the post. Looked like Simakan may have been fouled there to me, but apparently not. Almost half time though. We have absolutely dominated the game. A corner here for Eibar. Headed away, I think, by Hincapié. Carboni now with the ball back out to Javi Munoz. Tackled by Adrago, who can hopefully pick a pass from here. Plays it into Oscar. Oscar over the top for Calimwendo. Tackled harshly. That might be another penalty. You'd hope that we can create goals that aren't just set pieces at some stage. So, I mean, look, I'm not going to complain if we score 2 penalties and score from a corner, but, it'd be nice to score from open play. Oscar to take his second penalty kick of the game. He scores again. Both times the keeper has gone the right way, but both times the keeper has not been able to do a damn thing about it. And it is 3-0 on the cusp of half-time. Cannot complain with that at all. An absolutely just perfectly dispatched penalty there from Oscar beyond the keeper. Tammy Abraham scoring for Barcelona. You love to see it. Hit them with another praise as we go into half-time. Very comprehensive so far. Pretty happy with it. Can't complain at all. I do love the little palm trees in the background of this new stadium, but unfortunately we're not making it a happy home for them yet. Outstretched arms. Very happy, aren't I? Weren't bad, but you can still improve, I guess. Where do they improve on that though? Second half now. Hopefully there isn't an epic comeback now to mark the grand opening of this stadium. This brand new stadium that has little stall, food truck sort of facilities at the stadium, which isn't what you want to see. Another highlight here, Simon playing out from the back, gives it to Hincapié. Fran Garcia now with it on the left, swings it across, cleared sort of by, Ruben Duarte. Malero wins it back off them, high up the pitch though, he's into the box, dribbles around in a circle, does beautifully really. At the end of the day, he led them on a merry little dance, got himself a goal, his first of the season. I guess that's our first one from open play, but I mean, really it's more a comment on how good just Malero did. It wasn't even a team pressing effort. It was just Malero winning the ball off him, going on a merry little dance, running into the box, just squeezing it beyond the keeper, out of the reach of any tackle, and we are up 4-0 in our first game of the season. They are going on a great run though. Woof. Javi Munoz, just from kickoff, was like, you know what, that's enough. I've had enough of this. I'm going to have ourselves a shot. And he did from about 30 yards out. It went wide. There was nothing really there. Corner again. Oscar, near post. cleared away. Hrazlan wins the second ball. Back to Elyounoussi. Tomorrow. That was dumb. Fran Garcia, what was that? That was weird. Switches it to Simakan. Maffeo now on the ball. The game seems to be stuttering, which is really pissing me off. Rooney back to Maffeo to Drago, into Calamwendo, in the box, goal. There we go, there's a nice open play, bit of possession. We, from back to front, move the ball forward quickly. Drago gets the assist. Calamwendo gets himself on the score sheet, and look, we're only 2 goals behind Real Madrid at this point, so, we could do it. Drago, just a simple ball into the feet of Calamwendo, turns his man, gets a little bit of room, fires at bottom corner beyond the keeper, and it is, count 'em, 5-0. This is sensational. We'll look to make subs now, because why not? Why not bring on Cody Gakpo? He can come on for Malero. Who else can come on? Drago might want to come off, maybe? Yeah, we'll bring off Drago for Fran Beltran, who can play the more defensive of the 2 midfielders. And we'll bring on Gutierrez. A little bit later, we'll look to bring on maybe Matthijs Tel and this youth player, Naby Suma, because why not? We're absolutely spanking them. And at the end of the day, if you can't put him on when you're up 5-0, what time are you going to put the fella on? 60 minutes in, 5-0. We absolutely dominated. They do have now 2 shots to their name, so that's, worrying, I suppose, to a degree. Another highlight here, 65 minutes in. Goodness me, this is breathless. They win the ball there. Elyounoussi clears down the middle of the pitch. Moretti again wins it. How many interceptions has Moretti made in these highlights? Been ridiculous. Rooney Bargi now on the right, swings it towards the middle, but can't quite find Oscar. They now break with it. Amadeus to Elyounoussi. Edge of the box. Just wide. They're coming. They are absolutely coming. 3 shots this half now. 3 shots in 20 minutes. That's 3 more than the first half, I guess. No, not really much else to say about it. 70 minutes in now. A couple of minutes we'll look to bring people on. Why not? Yeah, okay. We'll go hit him with a praise, but then we'll also bring off Calamwendo, and then we'll bring off let's move Oscar back to midfield because he's on a hat-trick. We want to keep him on, but then we'll bring on Naby Suma for his debut at 17. Is he better at anything else? Better as a trequartista? No, that's not better. That's worse. Look, we'll keep him as an advanced playmaker. I think that's what I'm training him as. So, he ought to do the job, I suppose. Pump fists. No, actually, let's pump fists for Matthijs Tel, saying you should keep it intact. And this fella, whatever. We've just gone with whatever just to try and tell him that there's no pressure on him for the last 15 minutes. He can just go out there, run around, not do too much, and hopefully not cost us a clean sheet. I don't know. That's as good as we can aim for, maybe. He's 17 and he's rubbish. So, if he touches the ball, I'm pretty happy. 82 minutes in now. Seems to be quietening down, but they do have a corner near post. I think that was a big save from Simon. Bloody hell, we nearly lost that clean sheet there. Not sure I could have blamed it on Naby Suma, but I probably would still. Elyounoussi with another corner, this one to the far post, headed away by Incapié, and looks like we're in the clear from that highlight. We're past the worst of it. 5 shots for them in the second half. Don't know what's been different. Maybe we're complacent in the second half, I don't know. Highlight here in the 88th. Suma back to Beltran. Back to Maffeo for Suma. Play Tel. Oh, not a telling finish. I shouldn't do that. I shouldn't say that. Nearly an assist for Naby Suma. By design or accident, I'm not too sure, but it'll do. As will. A nice 5-0 win on the opening day. Look, I'll take it. Why not? So, 5-0 on the opening day it is. We take all 3 points. We take a goal difference of 5 away from it. Not quite as many as Real Madrid's 8. Absolute schmucks. We've now got them next game, which is just brilliant. As you see here, what an absolute horrid start to the season. Madrid, Barcelona, the other Madrid, and then our biggest local rival, Betis. That's a stitch up if ever I've seen one. Next video, we'll come back for this game here against Mallorca. It's at the end of November, so I've got 3 months of Football Manager to be playing before that next video on Thursday. There will be Champions League in amongst that, but in sticking with the theme of the series, I just want to get through a whole bunch and then catch you guys up on what's happened and who's performing, who's not performing, who's in, who's out, who's growing, who's declining, who's a shower and who's a grower. Was that a weird thing to say? I know it's usually about men's unit. But maybe it made sense. I don't know. You let me know. Anyway, that'll wrap up today's video. Thank you guys very, very much for watching. I'm sorry if it's gone on too long. I can see that I've been recording for 47 minutes, but I don't know how much of that I've actually recorded and how much of that is just me running around trying to get the dogs to be quiet. I'm not sure. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. Leave us a like, subscribe if you're new, comment what you thought of the video, all that stuff. And until next time when we go again to try and keep up with Real Madrid, I guess. Peace.